Hello everyone! In the last episode we visited the Roman road, several troglodyte dwellings, some Roman apiaries, and the burial grotto near the city of Xemija in the north of Malta. In this episode we'll see some prehistoric graves, a Bronze Age silo, some cart tracks dug into the stone, and the Roman bath. First, we're visiting the prehistoric tombs, which were discovered in 1955 during an archaeological excavation in the area of Xemija. The tombs are located on top of a hill overlooking the Xemija Bay. A total of 7 tombs were discovered, each consisting of a shallow circular shaft leading to a burial chamber. The tombs are not identical. They differ in size and internal details, and the number of burial chambers. In general, the burial chambers are often described as having the shape of a kidney. During the excavation, human remains, pottery, ornaments, and animal bones were found. Bronze Age pottery was also discovered at the site, indicating the use of the site during the Bronze Age. Near the prehistoric tombs in Xemija, we came across a Bronze Age silo, shaped like a bottle that was cut into the stone, believed to have been used for the storage of grain. The bottle-like neck is about 2 meters in diameter. We found other apiaries. They're a little further away, on a road, not that difficult to walk on in good weather. But the road to them passes through a water collection channel, and as we are in the rainy season, it is quite difficult to reach them. If you want to know more about these apiaries from the Roman times that are found around this area, you can watch our video from last week, as we've explored them in more detail and talked about what they are and what they were used for in the past. You can find the link to this video in the description and in the card above. We've now reached some troglodyte dwellings. In the majority of Europe, prehistoric people did not have permanent dwellings in caves or grottos, except very rarely. But there is a town in present-day Turkey where people have dug houses into the rock to protect themselves from the heat. These types of dwelling provide cooler places to take shelter during the summer. Perhaps for similar reasons, the first people who arrived on the island of Malta decided to make the caves their homes. The Maltese islands were first settled around 5200 BCE. Mainly by Stone Age hunter-gatherers, who arrived from the Italian island of Sicily. When the island of Malta was still connected to Sicily by a land corridor. These people were probably living in these caves initially and then started to build houses and temples out of stone. The troglodyte dwellings in Malta were divided into rooms with the help of walls made out of stones of various sizes placed one on top of the other without mortar, and they look similar to the way the fences dividing the agricultural lands in the area look today. We've arrived at the Mistra Gate, an ornate gate that was built in 1760 at the entrance to a large estate belonging to the institution of Monte della Redenzione degli Schiavi. The gate was extensively restored in 1937 and again in the 1990s. The institution was founded by the Grand Master of the Knights of Malta, Alof de Wignacourt, in 1607 to redeem the Maltese people enslaved by the Ottomans and the Barbary pirates. We also found a World War II bunker, but we can't visit it as it does not look to be open to the public. So we are going down past it by the stone-cut stairs to find the Roman baths, which were set up in a grotto. The Roman bath was discovered in the year 2000 and features the typical elements of the Roman baths, such as pools with water of different temperatures, cold, warm, and hot rooms. It is also assumed that these caves, where the Roman baths were set up, were previously used as a burial site in the Punic period, approximately 500 BC. Inside there are 3 tombs carved into the stone in different styles. Once we enter the door, we find ourselves in the large room that probably served as a tapedarium, and the narrow corridor separates the tapedarium from the caldarium, which is well preserved. In it we also see an apse dug into the rock, which may have contained the statue of Hercules. A huge cistern was excavated on the upper level to collect spring water. It may have been used later on as a silo. Roman baths of this size require a huge amount of water, which was supplied by several springs that until a few years ago flowed into the Mistra Valley from the tops of the cliffs. It is not known if the pools were covered, but the traces indicate that at least a partial roof existed. Unfortunately, the baths had to be abandoned due to the subsidence and cracks in the rock, which is a common feature in the northern part of the island. In the 17th century, a wall and an arched doorway was built, most likely turning the baths in a farmhouse. We're heading now to the last stop in today's trail, the cart tracks dug into the rock. The cart tracks are not far. We just have to go back up the way we came. Past the World War II bunker, on the right, and not too far away we'll find them. But before we reach these tracks, we pass near an agave plant that is in the process of developing an inflorescence. Agaves are monocarpic plants, which means that each rosette dies after it flowers and produces fruit, and most don't live more than 30 years. We made it to the cart track, so named because of the pair of parallel grooves cut into the bedrock, and theories that they were created by carts carrying various goods or limestone slabs that were used in the constructions of the megalithic temples on this island. But this is not the only theory regarding their creation and use. There are other theories that claim they could have been channels for the transportation of water used in irrigation, or even that some routes would have had some astronomical function, or that they would have been created for religious purposes and were deliberately aligned as a calendar to mark events such as the solstice. But the most popular theory is that they were created for vehicle transportation. There are also theories that place the period of their creation anywhere from the Neolithic period to the Bronze period, the Punic or Phoenician period, to the Roman and the medieval period, to even the early modern times. As several authors have pointed out, these routes may have been used at different times, possibly for different purposes. But they are not fully understood or explained, so there is a lot of speculation around them. And with this road, today's story ends. If you've enjoyed today's video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, if you haven't done so already, so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. As starting with the next video, for a while we'll be moving north through the Mediterranean Sea. And we're starting a new series in which we will be exploring Sicily. We will also continue the series in Malta at some point, because what you've seen in the first 6 episodes is not even 10% of everything you can see and do on this wonderful island. So don't forget to leave a like so we know you've enjoyed this video, and share it with others. And next time, in 2 weeks, we will meet again in Sicily for a new adventure.